We have a vision to be an international university of choice, anchored in Africa, dynamically shaping the future. Our mission is to inspire our community to transform and serve humanity through innovation and the collaborative pursuit of knowledge. To fully embrace the digital universe which we are beginning to inhabit, this is what we do at the University of Johannesburg. UJ, where the whole is far greater than the sum of its parts.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the last session in our conference. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you Cheryl Peltier Davis. I don't think I have pronounced your surname correctly, Cheryl. My apologies. And she is coming to us from Trinidad and Tobago, and she will be speaking to us on from papyrus to 3D printers. I think that is the most wonderful way of encapsulating how libraries have developed in the thousands of years that we have had libraries. So Cheryl, who is librarian at the Open Campus Libraries and Information Services at the University of the West Indies, welcome, and over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Actually, it's mid-afternoon here in Trinidad and Tobago. And I must start off by saying thank you to the conference organizers, the University of Johannesburg and the Association of Commonwealth Universities for inviting me to present at the conference today. I must say, as soon as I received the invitation, I did not hesitate to accept, because I believe that this conference, or any conference, which focuses on the changing roles of librarians in the transforming landscape of information science, in a time when the COVID-19 pandemic is disrupting every sector, conferences like these are very timely and relevant. So I've been listening to all the presentations over the past 2 days, and you, like me, would have heard stories of how librarians are having to step up their game. They are having to master new technologies, including IR 4.0, to support the teaching, learning, and research information needs and digital transformation at their libraries. I am going to continue this trend. I am going to focus on IR 4.0 technologies and libraries. I'm going to share stories with you. First, I'm going to start by looking at IR 4.0 technologies implementation against a backdrop of a COVID-19, looking at the global impact. Then I'm going to focus specifically on libraries, looking at 4IR technologies and its impact on libraries. I'm doing this from a librarian's perspective. That's hence the title of my presentation, Practitioner's Viewpoint. And then I'm just going to end by inviting you to reimagine Library 4.0. I'm going to give you some tips for planning for the Library 4.0 in the future. So what is IR 4.0? As you can see from this slide, it shows the technological shifts from the first industrial revolution to the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution started in the early 21st century, and it in fact reflects our current environment. And in this environment, you see disruptive technologies, and they are disruptive because they displace established technologies. They are known to shake up industries, but we are seeing disruptive technologies like the Internet of Things, robotics, virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence. And they're in fact disrupting, and they're changing the way we live, the way we work, the way we play, the way we communicate, and the way we connect. I believe it's important for you to note that while IR 4.0 builds on the foundations of the previous industrial revolution, IR 4.0 is very, very different. As you can see from the quote here, and you will see as the presentation on the slides to come, IR 4.0 has challenged our notion of what it means to be human. It has ushered in a transitional period, which this author describes as a blurring of boundaries between the physical, digital, and biological worlds. Disruptive innovations such as augmented reality, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, these are in fact set to change society like never before. And I'm going to show you some examples of how this is happening. So the previous speakers at the conference session yesterday and today, they've given you a lot of information about COVID-19. And in fact, this conference is set against that backdrop of COVID-19, because you, like me, you're living in what we describe as the new normal, where we see our medical personnel wearing PPE, personal protective equipment. We are trying to maintain social distancing. We are avoiding crowds. And most of us, like in this conference, we are not doing a lot of face-to-face interaction. We are engaging in teaching and learning in an online environment. So there are three questions which I am posing to you today. The first one, what has been the impact of IR 4.0 in this COVID-19 world? Are we embracing the IR 4.0 technology that is shaping our future? And are we using IR 4.0 to reimagine our future? These are the three questions which I choose to answer in my presentation. So let's start at the University of Johannesburg. You would have seen from previous presentations that educational institutions like the University of Johannesburg, they have made a choice. They have made a choice to embrace IR 4.0. They have made a choice because they know they can harness the benefits of IR 4.0. And as the University of Johannesburg says in the slides, it's doing that because the fourth industrial revolution works for us. If you visit the University of Johannesburg website, you'll see a web page, which I'm inviting all of you to visit. The web page shares stories of 4IR in action. When you visit the page, you can read stories of how the University of Johannesburg have gone into rural villages and use 4IR technology to generate solar lighting on streets, to run solar pumps. University of Johannesburg, what they've done is use IR to tackle social issues like unemployment, use IR to improve breast cancer diagnosis. And what I found was very fascinating is that they've been able to take online learning to a new, to the limit. They have created platforms where students are engaged in teaching and learning in a very dynamic and interactive environment. So I'm encouraging you all to visit this website. When my presentation is shared, I'm sure you'll be able to get access to the link. What about us as consumers? Are we embracing IR 4.0? Yes, I would say yes. In Trinidad and Tobago, as in the rest of the world, we are in lockdown mode during COVID-19. We are confined to our homes, but what we have done is we have used the opportunity to build what I call smart homes. We've been purchasing devices, tablets and smartphones, which use IoT, Internet of Things, to communicate with each other and the physical environment. So it means that in my home, what I can do with IoT technology is to customize and control my security or alarm system. I can manage my energy consumption. I can monitor my AC use, my air conditioning use, and I can use it to adjust lighting, turn on my television set. So as a consumer, some of us, if the technology is available, we are utilizing IR 4.0. Another way we as consumers are using IR 4.0 is in wearable technology, in the area of wearable technology. As smart consumers, we are using smart accessories which offer predictive analytics for us to stay healthy during COVID-19. So for example, most of you would know about activity trackers, smart watches such as Fitbit, and you can use this during the COVID-19 period to monitor your heart rate, blood pressure, your sleeping patterns, monitor your stress level, which is very important in this very disruptive environment, and allow us to maintain healthy eating habits. So we're using wearable technology as consumers amidst the backdrop of COVID-19. IR 4.0 is also impacting the health sector with AI services such as what I show you on screen here. It's called Ask Babylon. It's a service where patients can interact with a chatbot or virtual doctor to diagnose their symptoms and get answers on the go. The manufacturing companies all over the world, what they have done, they have leveraged for IR technologies such as 3D printing to assist in relief efforts in the health sector during COVID-19. And they have done this effectively to print face shields, face masks, swabs, respirators. So they are doing their part and trying to bring relief using technology during COVID-19. Governments as well have been utilizing IR 4.0. In the COVID-19 world, this type of technology has created new opportunities for the autonomous driving smart car, because there's an increased demand now in this environment for things like driverless deliveries, where you want to not have so many non-contact operations. So governments all around the world, including in Trinidad and Tobago, we are using creative solutions for transporting medical supplies, food for our healthcare professionals. We're using smart cars to disinfect hospitals and public services, all in an effort to reduce the spread of the virus. In the corporate world, Amazon has taken IR 4.0 to another level. I'm sure most of you, like me, have used Amazon at one point to purchase a product or service. So what Amazon has done, they've combined the 4IR technology, specifically artificial intelligence, with computer vision, sensor fusion, to what I believe what they have done is they have revolutionized the retail industry. What they've done, they've created Amazon Go convenience store to give their consumers a just walkout shopping experience. So imagine this, you're in Seattle or California or New York where these convenience stores are. You walk in, all you have in your hand is your smartphone. You head to the shelf, you pick up your yogurt and perhaps a pack of crackers, and then you walk out. You don't go to the register. You don't have to stand in line. There are no crowds, no need for social distances. All you need is your Amazon app. So as librarians, we could reimagine the possibilities for this. I would love the day when our patrons could walk into the library, take a book from the shelf, walk out. No need to check out at the counter or the self-check machines. There are no lines. We can imagine this. So what I've done so far, I have taken you on a global tour of IR at work against a backdrop of COVID-19. We have looked at the education sector, we've looked at consumer sector, we have looked at the corporate sector, we have looked at the health sector, and we have seen that they have all been able to leverage IR 4.0 in their services and products. But let's get closer to home. What about our world? What is happening at libraries? And again, I'm asking the same three questions. What has been the impact of IR 4.0 on libraries in this COVID-19 world? Are we as librarians embracing this technology that we have seen shaping our future? Are we using IR 4.0 to, as this conference is asking us over the 2 days, are we using IR 4.0 to reimagine our future? Let me explain. Let us explore these possibilities. I'm going to share some success stories of libraries implementing IR 4.0 with you. So what you're seeing on the screen is the University of the West Indies, where I am employed. Let me tell you a little bit about the university. There are 5 campuses scattered around the Eastern Caribbean. Trinidad and Tobago, which is where I am. The library on the left is the Alma Jordan Library, where I worked up until the summer of the summer this year. We also have campuses in Barbados, Jamaica, Antigua, and Barbuda. And we have the open campus, which is where I am now. I worked, I've started there as of August of this year. And this is an online university offering online teaching and learning services to our countries in English-speaking Caribbean. So the university is among the oldest and largest in the Caribbean. We have over 50,000 students and offer courses, undergraduate and programs in 8 disciplines. So now you know a little bit about where I work. In July of 2019, the Alma Jordan Library, as I said, I worked there up until the summer of this year. We used artificial intelligence technology using Amazon Digital Assistant, Alexa. A lot of you, I'm sure, would be acquainted with digital assistants. We use Alexa, but you can use this Google Home products to provide the same results. So the project, what we wanted to do with this project was to create a frequently asked question service to our students. And these questions, as you will see, because I'm going to demonstrate, not very complex. They're really simple questions. So listen to me interacting with Alexa, open UWI Library.
Hello, welcome to my UWI library. What can I help you with?
Alexa, what services are offered by the library?
We have the following services: Ask a Librarian, Research Assistance, Borrowing, Computer Facilities, Thesis Checking. If you want more information, you can ask me, or call 662-2002, extension 82132 for help, or email almajordan@sta.uwi.edu. Can I help you with anything else?
So I hope you were able to hear that interaction. And what we, during the project, we asked our patrons, that is our students and our faculty, that they could have enabled the skill on any Alexa device if they had these, or they could have downloaded the Alexa app on their smartphone. So that's it, artificial intelligence at work at the Alma Jordan Library. At the Open Campus Library and Information Services, where I currently work, we have developed what we call an Ask a Librarian reference services. And a lot of you in libraries around the world, you're also doing the same, where we're offering an online virtual chat service to our students and faculty. We recently extended the service just until 8 p.m., but we're hoping one day soon, given the COVID-19 environment, to expand this to 24/7 service using an automated chatbot. What about IR 4.0 work at other libraries? What are other libraries doing? So I start off with at the University of Johannesburg, where you have made strides in developing Library 4.0. And what you see on screen is the chatbot, WhatsApp, which was developed at the library. And the chatbot will answer basic queries for the students and faculty. And so basic questions on what are the library hours, Do you offer Wi-Fi, printing services? How can I apply? And this is similar to what we did at the Alma Jordan Library, in that all of our questions were really directional when we use Alexa, basic questions, leaving all the complex questions for our librarians to answer. So they have at the library at the University of Johannesburg, they've employed a similar service. So other implementation for IR, augmenting reality in libraries, and this is a medical library in the US, where they have used augmented reality to offer virtual library tours. You can think about that. At the Evergreen Branch Library in California, they've created community programming after school VR and VR for adults, where patrons can use VR headsets to explore the world, travel to distant planets without ever leaving the library. In Jamaica, in the Caribbean, the branch libraries there have developed a digital program geared to toddlers to teens, where they can learn the basics of programming with robots. And these are normally like summer programs available throughout the summer. In Oregon, there's a Bokomat. And if you see from the slide here, it looks very similar to an ATM. And what it does, it harnesses IoT technology. It's stocked with bestsellers and movies for automatic checkout. And the IoT technology allows the librarians to track usage and alert the library when restocking is needed. And it could actually, this is good for collection development. Have you thought about drones in your library? At the Georgia Highlands College Library, they actually offer a drone lending program to satisfy patrons who want to learn about this type of IR technology. And they include in their package their loan package, drones and tutorials to assist the users. So all of this, of course, is and the earlier speakers alluded to this. When you implement IR 4.0 innovation, you must think about the ethical implications, issues of security and privacy. So if you're worried about this, I will ask you to follow the lead of the Toronto Public Library, where they're offering digital privacy program, teaching their patrons, offering them best practices, tips to safeguard their personal data and enhance their personal security online. So if you're worried about privacy issues, this is a public program you can engage in. So I have attempted to answer that question, which is one of the core focus of this conference. Have librarians embraced IR 4.0? And I say yes. I believe, and this is based on the stories I've shared, librarians have embraced IR 4.0 feature, and they've embraced it rather than fear it. And I believe that we as librarians, we have in fact risen from zero to hero. We have risen to the challenge in a time of crisis. And these stories that I've shared and other presenters show how librarians have demonstrated our resilience, our ability to adapt, reimagine our future. So in this last slide, I am telling you that you too can embrace IR 4.0. You too can reimagine your future. Here are 6 tips. You should know why you're using IR 4.0 technology. View it as a project. Set SMART goals. Provide value. Why are your patrons using your resources and your services? Always ask yourself, what is in it for them? You should try to engage, build relationships, especially with your community. It's important to network with industry players such as Google, Facebook, who are at the forefront of developing IR 4.0 tools and who are friendly to librarians who ask for these products to be used as pilot projects. As librarians, we need to stay informed, keep up to date with current trends in the changing 4.0 landscape. We have to try to be more tech savvy than our clients, learn new skills and competencies. And finally, What I'll leave with you before I close, have an open mind. Explore all the options and opportunities. Reimagine your future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. You've gone slightly over time, but it was so interesting, informative, and inspiring that I think everybody will agree with me that it was well worth listening to.
The University of Johannesburg. The future reimagined.